Hello there, folks. Welcome to another video of the Chaikin Minute. I'm David Shulin, and today, much like we did last week, we're going to spend our time together in this video covering the details of one of our preset screens. The screener, terrific way to find ideas here in the Chaikin Analytics research platform. There are so many different criteria you can choose when it comes to the screener. You can use the screener to look for any type of stock that you'd like. We, of course, do not want to pick each and every one of these drop downs. If we did, we'd be narrowing down the stock universe to such a small number that we would never get any results. So we pick and choose some criteria. How do we get started? What criteria are we interested in? Well, the preset screens are here to make that easier for you. There are 12 preset screens, and you can learn more about each of those preset screens by clicking this link. Learn more about preset screens. Last week, we covered the bullish swing trade screen. This week, I'd like to cover the classic bull large cap. Let's give this a click. And by clicking right here, immediately criteria has now filled in the screener for us. Let's go through each of the criteria that has now been selected. Starting universe first. This starting universe is chosen the S&P 500. Look, we're looking for classic bulls that are large caps. The S&P 500 is a great starting universe for large cap stocks, right? So that's where we're looking in the largest 500 stocks in the US stock market. A stock rating, bullish and very bullish. For our bullish screens, you will find that we are typically looking for bullish and very bullish rated stocks from our power gauge rating. Now, we skip down to technicals. Under price level, we now see above a rising long-term trend. When we are looking for classic bulls, stocks that have been in clear uptrends for a long period of time, with that uptrend likely to continue, we want to be above a rising long-term trend line. A bullish rated stock must be above the long-term trend line. A stock that falls below the long-term trend line in Chaikin Analytics, that's the orange or cinnamon color line, our 200-day double exponential moving average. A bullish stock that closes below that line is no longer bullish. It's now neutral plus. However, a stock could still be above a falling long-term trend line and be considered bullish. Here in technicals, by choosing above a rising long-term trend line, we make sure that our stocks are not only above the long-term trend, but that it is still going up. If you think about how this is different to our bullish swing trade screen that we went over a week ago, when we're thinking about tactical entry points for shorter term trades, right? Stocks that have had pullbacks and are at short term lows, under price level, we chose oversold. In the case of these classic bulls, we are not doing that. We are just looking for solid trending stocks that have been trending up and are likely to continue. Again, this is all about a little bit longer term. When we get to money flow, we're looking at 6-month high persistency. We want a stock that has been accumulated by large institutions for many, many months. 6-month high persistency, not just money flow that's been good in the last month, but money flow that has been strong and bullish for 6 months. Relative strength, much the same way, right? Oftentimes we look for strong or very strong relative strength. That'll tell us what the relative strength is today. But here we are looking at relative strength that has been strong over the last 6 months. Again, thinking about stocks that have been positively trending for a long period of time. And then many of our screens have a minimum price of $10. Of course, if you'd like to mess around with more, penny stocks, smaller stocks, you can always remove this. All we need to do is click Get Results. And just like that, we find 31 results. These are great stocks to throw in a watch list. Keep your eye on these stocks that have been outperforming, that have been accumulated, that are above a rising long-term trend line here for many, many months. But of course, we can also modify this, right? This is a great way to build a watch list of solid stocks, but maybe you were looking for something that you'd like to tactically enter into today. There's nothing stopping us from adding oversold as well. Do we need stocks to be oversold if we're buying a stock for a long-term investment? Probably not as important as if we were thinking about a shorter term tactical sort of swing trade, right? Or an options trade, et cetera. But of course, it's still nice to get in a short term low, right? What if we click update results now? There's only one. There's only one. Now, that's a pretty big difference. And that big difference comes from adding oversold. Why? Well, oversold, of course, means that our leading stocks, since we're screening for leading stocks only, have to be oversold as well. At the time we are recording this video, most of the major indices are near overbought conditions, right? As we can look at the SPY chart right now, we can see that it's just entering overbought. If we look at the, and we screened on the SPY, right? S&P 500 only. If we looked at the Qs, these stocks, would by and large be in the SPY. I believe all of them, as a matter of fact, near overbought. So it's not too surprising that right now, when we add oversold to our screener, we only get one result. Most of those stocks that are our leaders are nearing overbought conditions. Maybe it's not the most prudent time to be adding on the long side of the portfolio. When screens with oversold return us very few or no results, that can tell us a little bit something about the short-term condition of the market. This is a screen designed to help us find longer-term buy and hold candidates. Overbought, oversold is a little less important. The shorter term our time frame, the more important that becomes. Right? A couple percentage points for something you're going to hold for a year might not mean a whole lot, but it could be the entire trade for a shorter term swing trade. So it matters more when the time is shorter. Modify this, use it as you see fit, build a watch list out of these, look through them right now, right? Add other criteria if you'd like. Right? If you're looking for something with strong earnings as well, with strong dividend yield as well, here you go. Here are stocks with over 2% that have been outperforming, but have an over 2% dividend they're paying. Down to 9, that's a good number to look through for today, perhaps to find ideas that we'd be interested in. Think about the different ways you can modify these preset screens, but of course, use it as it is right out of the box. Hope you've enjoyed another episode of the Chaikin Minute. We'll be back with you again tomorrow.